All right, everybody, welcome out to the Lager Room Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, April the 2nd, 2024. Jersey Johnny coming at you. With me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai. Say hello, Mr. Samurai.
Hello, everybody, and happy post-Easter.
Happy post-Easter. Happy belated Easter. Happy belated April Fool's Day. Whatever. Whatever you celebrate, happy belated.
And April Fool's Day fell on half-price Easter candy day today.
It did.
This year.
Did.
That is.
This year.
Yeah. So I'm going to eat a little. But I paid full price for this.
Yeah, I got half price. I got, get the good old Cadbury cream egg.
Yeah,
that's me after eating.
Oh God.
Here's when I
wonder what if there's more sugar in that or in beer made by this guy.
Oh God. Oh man, I just there we go.
Hard. So I'm eating these things.
Oh, they're tasty too.
These are really good. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, when I was in Ireland, I ate probably 3 of those Cadbury milk bars with Dame in it. And so I think it's a toffee. So good. So good.
He's also a basketball player for he's on the
on a basketball team? Is he on a basketball team?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
He's doing important.
I know the guy.
Damian Lillard, they call him Dame. So.
Okay. Oh, I need a beer. You have one. Was that a seltzer? What do you do? Wait a second. Is that one of those non-alcoholic hard seltzers?
No. That's just a good old polar seltzer. That's all it is.
Yeah, a non-alcoholic hard seltzer.
Oh, yes, it is. It's a non-alcoholic hard seltzer. You know what, though? I didn't pay $4 for this. I paid 30 cents for this.
One of the silliest things that it's ever. But, you know, people will buy it.
This is true.
We know how crazy those White Claw fans are.
White Claw fans are, yeah. Oh, jeez.
I'm not making fun of anybody that we know. Exactly. I guess I didn't clean or dry this glass very well.
You got a little spottage going on.
You think? That's just a bubble sticking to the side of the glass. It's my Schneider Weiss glass, but I'm drinking a Schneider Weiss because this is Notch.
Notch, you got a little notch going on.
Yeah, they're from Salem, Massachusetts, and I'm drinking their Salem Lager, which is their flagship beer.
It's a really cool space. I love Notch. I love the space up there.
It's really, a Bavarian style Helles. So I figure if it's Bavarian style,
the beer is not the brewery. So
yes, the beer.
The brewery is not a Bavarian style Helles.
No. Though some people say that Hell on Earth will open up in Salem. For those who believe in the witchy stories up there.
The witchy stories.
Yes.
Not the witching stories, the witchy stories.
The witchy, because it's like when we say crafty beer rather than craft beer, because I think most of it's hype based off of Arthur Miller's The Crucible. Well, it was hype back then. It was really just in many cases it was a land grab, and then it was just neighbor turning on neighbor.
Right.
Rather than any true witchcraft going on, if you believe in that sort of thing. So, you got your picture there? Once you get your picture done, you got to tell us what you're drinking once you finish your obligatory picture, compulsory picture.
I took my compulsory obligatory picture, and I will put it up. Right now, I am drinking from Coho, or I should say the former Coho Brewing in Cape May, New Jersey.
Back the Blue.
Back the Blue. It's a pale lager. They changed the name to Whaletail.
A few meanings for Whaletail.
Right. This is very true. So you ready to see this particular pale lager?
It poured a little dark. It's actually green. It's supposed to be blue to back the blue. Yeah. I get it.
Right. Exactly.
Well, Prost.
There we go. Let me take that there. Prost. Chin chin. Slancha. All of the above. I mean, it's not like you taste the food coloring, right? It's the it's a pale lager. It's a light It's a light pale lager. It's what was it? 4%.
And it's I wonder if they'll get complaints about it staining beer lines for a certain Star Wars theme here from one of our favorite breweries.
That's true. I don't know. I don't know that there's enough of it in here. They'd have to have it on for a while for it to really.
Yeah, that Star Wars theme one had quite a bit of coloring in it.
Yeah.
Right, and that was a collab with Wakefield, I believe.
That was a collab with Wakefield, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, usually anything blue is a collab with Wakefield.
I heard rumor he's not making Haterade anymore.
He might not be. But is Rob making Traderade? That's the other question.
I don't. Oh, I should have worn that shirt. It's funny because the timing was perfect because I had just gotten the shirt over my belly when the camera came on. Because I wasn't.
Hold on. I can see what's going on. I wasn't going to put the camera on until you were done.
They're like, oh, no one needs to see this.
At first, I'm like, oh shit, let me put it on before he's done. But no.
Well, we would prefer to have more viewers, not less, John.
Exactly. We have a comment from Mr. Mulvihill.
I know him.
Yes. Now, well, more on that in a minute. But at the moment, his comment is: "Good evening, folks. I'm starting the evening as the Whiskey Whisperer with a cocktail, a riff on a Manhattan. I call it a nutty Manhattan with heaven.
B.I.B.
B.I.B. Amaretto bib, heaven bib, amaretto in place of sweet vermouth and toasted almond bitters.
Yes, I'll be having something.
That's definitely a nutty Manhattan.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'll be drinking something nutty later.
Yes, you will.
I could have phrased. I'll be putting something nutty in my mouth later.
I was going to say that's probably not the way you want to go to start off the show.
No, I could have started off with the purple joke.
I had a feeling it was Heaven Hill and not Heave Hill.
Heave Hill.
Heave Hill, yes.
No, Heaven Hill rather than Heaven Bib.
Heaven Bib, yes. I figured it was. I was about to say Heaven Hill, and I'm like BIB. Maybe that's a different brand. I was like, yeah, Heaven Hill, yes.
But no, it's Heave Hill. You drink enough of these, it is Heave Hill.
Right. You drink enough Heaven Hill, it becomes Heave Hill.
It does become Heave Hill.
There you
go. Give it the old Heave Hill.
The old Heave Hill, absolutely. All right, let me mark that timing down. That's definitely a show open there with the nutty in my mouth. There we go.
Nutty in my mouth. There we go. What's been going on, man?
Well, first of all, before we get to that, we got some stuff to attend to.
Oh, we do have stuff to attend to. I forgot. I started this damn stupid segment years ago.
Exactly.
Now I'm skipping right over it.
Just right on past it. So let's start off by saying Happy International Children's Book Day.
Yes, I love this day. And this, when you think about it, it's international children. Yeah, even books from the U.S. are international books, right? So, depending on where you live. What is going on?
Now, I got a question. I got a question for you on that note, though. Is it International Children's Book Day, or is it International Children's Book Day?
You mean books made out of children?
Right, exactly.
I don't know.
Or books made by children, by international children.
I get the feeling that a lot of books coming to the U.S. from certain countries are probably made by children.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not going to mention anything.
No. We'll leave it at that. But what was your favorite international children's book?
My favorite children's book growing up.
What was your favorite children's book growing up?
One I thought it was ingenious. Even as a kid, I'm like, this book's pretty damn ingenious. And that was a Sesame Street book called The Monster at the End of the Book.
There you go.
And it was Grover.
Sure.
Grover was the star of it. And he said, there's a monster at the end of this book. And then, you turn the page, like, stop turning pages. There's a monster at the end of the book. And he put up bricks and boards and all. And as you turn the page, you just see whatever he built broken down. He's like, stop turning pages. And then he finally realizes when you get to the end of the book, guess who's the monster at the end of the book?
The Cookie Monster.
Grover.
Oh, you know what? Yes, you know what? Now that you say that, I do remember that book. Yes, it was himself.
It was actually him.
He was the monster at the end of the book. Yeah, I do remember that.
I love that book. Another one was Richard Scarry's Busy World or something like that. Or or there was like cars and trains and things that go there. I can't keep them straight, but it was just you fold it open, so you have both sides of the book, and it's just this big cityscape with all these little things in it, all labeled.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great way to learn what things were called.
Right.
And that was an amazing book.
Hmm.
Yeah, there was so many back then. Good Night
so
Moon.
many. Of course.
Right.
The one that I always remember, I can't think of the damn name of it. I don't know whether it was. I don't think it was. I want to say it was Bugs Bunny, but it wasn't. It was Grover or it was Ernie. It was a Sesame Street character, but it was whoever it was built the rocket out of, and I remember this line: built a rocket out of old box tops and used bubble gum.
Old box tops and used bubble gums.
Yeah,
that sounds like it would be Oscar the Grouch.
No, it definitely wasn't Oscar. It was either Grover or it was Ernie. For some reason, I'm seeing Bugs Bunny doing it, but I don't think it was a Bugs Bunny book. I can't think of it, but
I don't know what that would be.
Yeah. But the one that always just like when somebody says children's book to me, the one that automatically, comes to mind was a book that I read every single one of my kids, and they loved it every time I read it, and that was If You Give a Mouse a Cookie.
What happens if you give a mouse a cookie?
If you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to want a glass of milk. If you give him he has a glass of milk, yeah, and then on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
It's kind of like the old lady who swallowed a fly. Or
right, yeah.
I gave my love a cherry.
Yeah, exactly.
Another one, and just every Dr. Seuss book ever
Oh,
written.
Here we go. It's Heaven Hill Bottled in Bond. That was the BIB.
Oh, that's the BAB. Oh yeah, bottled in bond. That makes more sense.
The bottled in bond makes total sense.
That's a lot different.
He said, "You guys are so wrong." He said,
"That's so different."
Usually are, Tom.
That's much different thing than the Heaven Hell Bottled in Bondage. That's a different brand entirely.
That is totally and the Heave Hill Bottled in Bond.
Yeah,
but Heave Hill Bottled and Bonded. Yeah, if you give
a moose a muffin.
If you give a moose a muffin.
Well, it's the follow up to if you give a mouse a cookie.
Right.
That was just a follow up to that. But there's
exactly.
But all the Dr. Seuss books. So you know the story behind Green Eggs and Ham? How he came to write that book?
Go ahead, go for it.
It was a bet. A friend of his bet that he couldn't write a book using only 50 different words. And he did it, and that's Green Eggs and Ham.
There you go.
So.
And of course, there was one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
Yes. The Lorax, which was the environmental.
The Lorax, right? Yeah. Right. So many. Anyway, we can sit here all day.
The Sneetches was a commentary on racism. And he did what he wrote was, I thought what he wrote for kids was quite important.
It was very good.
Right.
All right.
And then there was the Cat in the Hat. The message behind Cat in the Hat was
Cat in the Hat. Right.
Go as crazy as you want to, as long as you can clean everything up by the time the parents get home.
Which was definitely a lesson for later in life.
That many of us learned.
Exactly. 100%. And
I'm not
speaking
sure
of that,
that's what he was going for, but that's fine.
There was many of these involved in those cleanups. So, or the reason for those cleanups. I should
say. While you were 5 years old, drinking, watching Dr. Seuss and drinking beers.
No. I'm talking about later. Remembering that lesson. Ooh, hurry up! Let's clean up. There you go. Anyway, then there was also Happy Ride Your Horse to a Bar Day.
If you've got a horse, I was actually thinking about getting that a little hobby horse and just going off to the bar on that thing. Mm-hmm. Those are always fun.
That's always fun, and of course that brings me to if you horse walks into a bar, the bartender says, "Why the long face?"
Yeah.
But
I don't have it up. I got to get the sound machine.
You got to get the sound up. There you go.
The sound machine.
Not sure.
Hold on, it's coming. It's coming.
I got another. The hell was that?
That's an ad for Angry Birds 2.
Lovely.
They owe us some money now.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, they do owe us some money. Exactly. Think about that.
Where's
you got another one. I got another one for you. So anyway, so I put my car in.
Found it.
You got to say the joke first, and then you can use it. So
Oh, joke first, then rim shot.
Then rim shot. Right, exactly.
Gotcha.
So I put my old car into reverse the other day.
Oh, yeah?
And that took me back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oops.
There you go.
So, well, if you look at what's under Jersey Giants is rain. It's been raining for 2 days. It's supposed to be raining again tomorrow. And I was walking through the city. Thursday, yeah. But I was walking through the city today because I work in the city, and there's this little girl with an umbrella, and she really caught my eye.
Yes. But you got to do it. All right, one more for you. I got a question. What's big and white and can't climb trees?
Big and white. Let's see. Big and white. Trees. Give up.
A refrigerator.
That's a true statement.
Right.
It's just a true
100%. There you go. It's not a joke. It's just,
Yeah, it's a factoid. It's a fun fact.
It's a factoid. It's a fun fact. We got a comment, and then we'll get going on this stuff. Doug Smith, gotta love any bottle and bond. Almost impossible to make a bad whiskey under the federal code.
Yes, because the feds really know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. And then Tom Mulvihill writes in, I've got a Rolls can hardly. It rolls down one side of the hill, can hardly get up the other.
Rolls can hardly. Hold on. There we go.
All right. Just waiting for that. All right. So to the show, 17 minutes in. All right.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. There you go. If you haven't guessed, folks, tonight is just the two of us.
Yes, because what guest would sit in the green room and listen to this tomfoolery for this long?
For 17 minutes, right? It's not going to happen. So,
when Mr. Mulvihill is commenting, it's even more tomfoolery.
It's even more tomfoolery, exactly. Mm-hmm. On that not tomfoolery note, what did you? So last week we were off. Last week.
You went to a concert, right?
I went to a concert at Count Basie in Red Bank. Guster, as it were.
Guster,
yes. Group from.
It was windy that day. You're right.
It was gusty, yeah. No, it was Guster. The group from. They went to college together at Tufts.
Okay.
Up in Massachusetts. So
Boston.
So they're called the Boston. It's a Boston area band. They when they graduated college, they moved into Somerville. And the reason I'm telling you all of this is it's funny. The name of the concert was, Taylor Swift. Pardon me. There we go.
If only you had something to drink to help with that cough.
Yeah, I know. I just did it, and that's what did it. So anyway.
Oh, okay.
Taylor Swift, the Eras tour.
Yeah.
Right. This tour is We Have Eras Too. That was the name of the tour. So they actually did this whole. It's really kind of cool. They actually did this. They set up the stage with different scenes and stuff like that, and they basically told the story how they met, when they got together, how they started, the songs they wrote, when other people came to the band, blah blah blah. So you got a little backstory. So for somebody like me that just loves the band, that's like her second favorite band. That's why I went to see them. Next to the Bare Naked Ladies, of course.
Of course.
But I've seen them before with her. In fact, I've seen them. They actually opened up for Bare Naked Ladies. They've done that a bunch. But in any event, I don't know as much about them as she does. So for me, this was really cool because I got some backstory. I got to learn a little bit about it. So it was actually a pretty neat show. So that was what I was doing last Tuesday. But you were upstate New York.
Yeah, I went to.
And that's what leads us to where we're going now. So there we go.
Where are we going now?
Well, to your beer adventures and things that you did.
Oh, yeah. We got a couple comments before we get to that.
Oh, we do. Yes, we do.
Yeah, Mr. Smith is what is he saying?
Is the Beer Whisperer slinging suds tonight? Cheers, Tom. And then he said, Tom the Suds Slinger.
No, if he's supposed to be slinging sluts.
Singing. You said singing sluts.
I like that better. If he's supposed to be doing that tonight, he shouldn't. He's commenting on the show. He's going to get in trouble. So I don't think he's slinging suds.
I don't think he's slinging suds tonight. No, tonight he's off tonight, partaking in this. And
is he slinging? He might be slinging suds from Sligo.
Maybe he's slinging sluds from Sligo. Say that about him.
No, you said sluds. It's hard.
Slinging
Slinging
Suds from
Suds from
Sligo.
Sligo. Yeah, we go.
Slinging Suds from Sligo.
My next beer is from
Slinging
Sligo.
Suds from Sligo. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. My next beer is from Sligo. So there's a little forewarning. No, not forewarning. That's not the word I'm looking for. A little. Oh, just forgot the word.
Foreshadowing.
That's the word. For something.
There you go.
And not the thing that a brisk can get rid of.
Not for skin. No.
No. So
anyway, so you're up in upstate.
Oh
New
yeah.
York, to
So it was
to the DAX, if you will.
Up to the DAX. My daughter's spring break. She likes to come up here for spring break so she can get a break from Florida. Everyone needs a break from Florida. And,
Every now and then, yep.
And she wanted to see mountains. So like my little girl wants to see mountains, I'm gonna go take her to see mountains. So, and then I'm thinking, okay, Catskills are cool, but that's not good enough for my little girl. We need to go further. So we went up there, got her some hiking boots, and we did a little hike out to this area called Marcy Dam. Used to be a dam, but Sandy, damn it all, destroyed the dam, and so the lake's gone. And but still, it's still a beautiful view from there. It's just one of the best views in the park. Nice. But the thing about the Lake Placid area now, there was a time where there was really only 2 breweries up there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had the Lake Placid Pub and Brewery, more foreshadowing, and the Great Adirondack Steak and Seafood House was also brewed their own beer.
Yep.
Now they've realized, damn, craft beer's taken off. They changed their name to the Great Adirondack Brewery. Mm-hmm. And they just happen to still serve steak and seafood and all kinds of other things. The food's there is really good. The beer is really good. Lake Placid, the food and the beer, very, very good. And we'll get into more of that later. But there's been so many breweries that have opened up in recent years. Right? You and I are both very familiar with Paradox.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
Right?
I go way back. I built their first website.
Yes, that's how you're familiar. I was going there in their old location. Long time before they had a website.
Yeah.
Long time ago. And then they're in Scroon Lake.
They were in Scroon Lake. The original place was in
Scroon Lake.
They're in North
Elba. No, not North Elba.
North Hudson.
North Hudson. Yeah, wherever Frontier World used to be.
It's not too far away from Scroon Lake. It's in the same vicinity.
It's about 10 minutes north on Route 9.
Yeah.
But now, if you leave Lake Placid and you head west towards Saranac Lake, you pass 2 breweries. First one you pass is called Raybrook. Now, Raybrook Brewing is right across from a place that we used to go to all the time called Tail of the Pup, and it's a really good barbecue joint up there that would have a jazz trio on Fridays and Saturdays. And there's this thing called the Raybrook Frog that was across the street. It was like a furniture kind of place with almost like a Pier 1, but more mountainy, so to speak. More outwards. Well, that now is Raybrook Brewing.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yes, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're pretty good. But the frog, there was a stump in the front yard that they had carved into a frog. That frog's still there. They built their deck around the frog, which is
around the frog. Well, wouldn't you?
Exactly. So when all the trouble carving this frog out of a stump, it's starting to rot away a little bit, but it's still there.
You fix it.
But you keep going, and there's a mobile station we always used to gas up at when I was going up there when I was younger, thinner, and hiking a lot.
It's funny because there was a hot dog truck I used to gas up at, but that's besides.
Oh, you got the chili, I see.
Oh, yeah.
But next to that now is a place called Blue Line Brewing. Mm-hmm. Blue Line is named after the line that is the outer border of the Adirondack Park.
Adirondack Park, right?
Yeah, and they also do pizza there. I forget the name of the pizza company, but they do pizza there. And that's actually technically, I think, in Saranac. If you get to Saranac and you keep going into Tupper, you're going to get to Racket River Brewing. Mm-hmm. Carrie and I happened to wander in there during their Oktoberfest celebration. The food was so good, and they have pretty damn good beer too.
There you go.
But as you know, you keep going, get down, you go through past Long Lake and get into Blue Mountain Lake. Mm-hmm. Strong Rope's got a
Strong Rope by Blue Mountain. Yeah, Strong Rope's got their location up there.
Yep, and he opened that location to give his father something to do during his retirement.
Yep.
So that's always a lot of fun.
Jason makes good beer, and
Yeah.
obviously it's Alex and Oscar, and they're all the guys. They brew everything. It's funny. They have 3 locations. The original location in Gowanus.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have the
Red Hook.
Red Hook location,
Yep.
which is newer, and then obviously Blue Lake, which is not open year round, which is just open.
It's
like
I couldn't
April,
stop
October, I believe it is.
in.
Late April to mid October, something.
It's probably May, because if they're smart, just up the road from it is the Adirondack Experience, which is the Adirondack History Museum.
Sure.
And if they're smart, they time their opening with them.
With that, right?
And I think they're May through October.
But point being that they brew all of their beer in the Red Hook location for all 3 locations. Everything comes out of the Red Hook location. Cool. They bring the beer up to Blue Lake. They bring everything over to the Red Hook tap room. They used to brew obviously in
Gowanus,
yeah,
which used to be a pickle factory.
Yeah.
There's a pickle factory, and
a lot of good breweries right there. I mean, Finbeck has a location there. Wild East is right around the corner from there. Threes is still there. So there's within like 4 blocks, you got 4 breweries.
You can get totally
pretty really good.
Beer.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it's only a few blocks away from the north end of Prospect Park. It's a pretty cool area right there.
It's right there. I remember
We're talking about Brooklyn. We're talking about Brooklyn, and I'm foreshadowing something for later too. But
I'm going to get this sentence out eventually. Are you done?
Go for it.
Okay. No, the Gowanus location, I managed to waiting for it. I managed to actually wander into that location with a couple of friends before they were officially open. They decided, okay, we don't open for another couple of days, but let's unlock the door, see if anybody comes in.
That was the first time. That was you. Well, obviously the first time you went there. You didn't go there before that, but that was
that was my first time in there. That was cool. But yeah, so the beer scene up in the Adirondacks, and if you want to count like Glens Falls, who's in Glens Falls, John?
Common Roots
is in Glens Falls.
And not too much further, and a little, and that's in South Glens Falls. A little bit further in Glens Falls, just before you get to Lake George, is Northway Brewing, and they're making some good beer too. There,
Northway's good, and there's a brewery in Lake George, Adirondack Brewing.
Not the Adirondack Brewery.
It's
Adirondack Brewing.
It's also the Great Adirondack Brewery is the one.
The Great Adirondack Brewing.
The
Great Adirondack Brewery and Adirondack Brewing, 2 different breweries. Yeah. But Common Roots is just expanded like ridiculous. Their brewing facility is gorgeous. Their tap room over there is amazing. They have another facility across the street. Christian is doing really, really great up there. And he's been on the show. Christian's been on the show.
Yeah, he's been on the show.
And we've had Paradox.
We've had Paradox Brewing on the show.
We've had Paradox. We've had Paul on the show from Paradox. Yep.
So the craft beer scene up there is not bad at all.
No,
not bad at all. There's some good liquid growing up there, and it's not just the melt off from the mountains at this point.
And they should find a way to use some of that melt off and make some beer from it.
Oh my God, it's because we're up there. We hadn't timed it with her spring break, but this time of year is referred to as mud season.
Oh hell yeah!
There's basically 4 seasons up in the Adirondacks.
Mm-hmm.
There's 5. There's August. There's leaf peeping season.
Mm-hmm.
There is winter.
Mm-hmm.
There is mud season, and there is black fly season.
Black fly.
Those are the 5 seasons in the Adirondacks.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to be there in black fly season.
No, black fly is not good.
No,
but August is good.
The great thing is if you go up there,
winter's good.
Winter's good if you're a skier, snowboarder, snowmobiler. And the thing is, right now, they are all gearing up for the eclipse. The eclipse is going right over the Adirondacks, the totality.
Okay.
And they're really excited because they had a shitty winter. It didn't snow enough and didn't get cold enough for 2 of the biggest. Snow making on the mountains. You can always ski. As long as it's long enough, they can make the snow.
Right.
But 2 of the other things, when you get out of like the real, from whiteface, get away from gore and all that. One of the biggest activities up there is snowmobiling. And they didn't have enough snow for all the snowmobile trails.
Mm-hmm.
So they lost a lot of the snowmobilers. And another big activity is ice fishing. Ice fiction.
Ice fiction?
Ice fishing. But they a lot of the lakes didn't freeze over enough for people to go out and ice fish. Mm-hmm. So they lost revenue there as well. So they're really excited. And I'm going to be using this glass a little later, but you can see here, Eclipse 2024. This logo you will see all over the Adirondacks. They're putting it on everything. Any place that you go in the Adirondacks, they've got these little cards that tell you how to view the eclipse safely. Mm-hmm. And public service announcement from the locker room guys: do not look at the eclipse with the naked eye, because that is still sun rays coming out when the corona's there.
Did you freeze, Dave?
Did I freeze?
I think Dave froze.
Did I freeze?
I'm not sure if he did. I might be talking over him.
Did I freeze or did you freeze? I can see me move.
There we go. Now, you didn't freeze? I froze.
Don't think did you? I didn't see you freeze.
One of us froze. Did you hear me talking?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So something was going on. I don't know. We had a temporary. You know what? It was the eclipse. I blame the eclipse.
We'll blame the eclipse. Mm-hmm. But like I said, even with the corona, it looks like most of the sun is gone. The corona can still cause permanent eye damage.
Yeah, no. You have to look at it safely. There's things to do. We went down. The last one we had was 7 years ago. It was in 2017.
Yep.
We went down the beach, and we made the paper towel tube with the stuff over it, and so forth, and viewed it that way. And it was really weird. And this one's supposed to be darker than the one in 2017. But it was weird. It didn't get dark, but it got pretty
twilight,
pretty late twilight.
Yeah,
at 1:30 in the afternoon. It's pretty weird. But,
yeah, this one's going to get really dark. I'm probably not going to go to work that day just in case because they say there might be cell phone or other electronic disruptions with it. I don't know about that. That sounds like some conspiracy theory.
It's like a Y2K shit,
Yeah.
Okay. I do want to point one thing out. I was looking for a picture. Queensbury, just south of your creaking chair. No, I'm sorry. Just south of Glens Falls. There you go. Now it's not creaking.
It's not creaking now.
Just south of Glens Falls and Common Roots is a brewery called right here, Dancing Grain.
Dancing Grain in Queensbury, huh?
Queensbury, yeah. Small system, small 3-barrel brew house. In fact, there's a copy. There's a picture of the brew house right there. Small 3-barrel brew house. But the it's a farm brewery. It's really, that's the outside area. It's really neat.
Oh, that looks like Westwood right there, almost.
It's pretty neat. Matt and I went over there last time we were up by Common Roots last year when we did the show from Glens Falls last year.
When I was in Utah.
You were in Utah. Yep. So,
I joined the show from a railway car.
From a railway car, yes, you did.
I was not hoboing it out of the place. It was a railway car that they had turned into an Airbnb.
It's a stowaway on a railway.
That would be so cool to see the country that way.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, how do you say that? It actually would be. All right, what's your second beer there? I've been waiting for you, so I actually finished mine before you this time. That was
odd. Well, I'm about to put something nutty in my mouth. There we go. There it is. It's McNutty. Macadamia Nut Brown Ale. And this is from Loftgill. Loftgill is out of Sligo, Ireland.
Sligo,
Ireland. So, and it's funny. So, here's another part of the craft beer scene up in the Adirondacks. I got to find the name of the place so I can give them a shout out. But in Keene Valley.
In what valley?
Keene, Keene.
Keene Valley. Right.
It was just Keene, New York. There is a outdoor center, actually. And let me see if I can find it here. Oh, geez, I forgot about one of the breweries, as a matter of fact, so I'll have to get back into that. But in Keene, there is... Let me see if I can find the Stewart's. It's behind the Stewart's in Keene. And Stewart's, I'm talking about the gas stations, not the root beer stands.
The Stewart's gas stations. Yeah, I mean, they're yeah. Exactly.
The Stewart's shop is what it's called.
Stewart's
behind it is East Branch Organics. And that is, East Branch Organics is actually a garden store. However, there's two buildings there. One is a craft beer shop,
Mhm.
and one is a spirit shop.
Mhm.
The spirit shop, John, is where I picked this up.
You picked up the
This is the maple whiskey. That may come in handy a little later. But the craft beer shop, this is where I got the notch. This is where I got the nuts, the McNutty.
That's where you found your nuts?
That's where I found these nuts. These nuts.
D's nuts. There you go.
These nuts. They've got a pretty damn good selection there. One cooler is nothing but IPAs.
Of course.
The other cooler is everything else.
Everything else.
But you can find breweries. They had Tilted Barn.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know what distribution channel they're getting their beer from, but they've got a very wide array of breweries represented there. So if you're ever going through Keene, New York, on your way to Lake Placid, gas up at the Stewart's, get some of the chocolate milk. Some of the best chocolate milk you'll ever have is the rich chocolate at Stewart shops.
There you go.
And then drive behind there and pick yourself up some Black Fly whiskey and some craft beer.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a really, really cool place.
My second one is also a Jersey brewery, the Seed. It's called Years and Years After.
After what?
I don't know. Years and Years After. There you go. From the Seed. It's
Look at the head of this thing.
That's pretty wild.
It looks like one of those lids for your coffee.
Lids, the Dunkin' Donuts lid for the coffee.
Yeah,
exactly. So, cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, so this is a 5% ESB from the Seed.
In a Teku?
Yeah, you know what? It was there. It was there. I grabbed it. Whatever.
ESB to me belongs in a Becker.
Yep.
I like mine in a Becker. Or a Nonic. A Nonic will work too.
Nonic works too. They're both good.
Yep.
This was sitting here. I didn't have a clean Becker that I grabbed really quick before we started the show, so I was like, "Nah, this will work." But
your mechanical Becker is not clean.
No, it's not. It was actually a dishwasher.
Ah. Oh, I never put my my logo.
I don't either.
Oh. Someone's in trouble.
So, but in any event,
that's you should mark that one down for an opening.
So, on that note, cool. So what else? So that was your the nuts and bolts of your Adirondack trip.
There's the nuts.
Yeah.
I don't have any bolts. It'd be really cool if there was a lightning storm out right now.
That'd be cool, but there's the bolts. There you go.
There's the bolts.
Yeah. So all right. So I had a couple of things we did.
You went to Philly.
Well, let's go back. Friday went to opening day.
I may not get sued for
I know.
Trademark for that.
They're not going to care.
Good, they don't care.
I went to opening day on.
You
Friday.
did on a team. What's the over under for when the Mets will win their first game of the season?
July-ish.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And again, the Family Guy routine comes into play. I'm so excited for opening day. Welcome to opening day for Mets season. And there's the pitch. Crack. And the season's over.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I was speaking to somebody the other day, and I won't mention any names because I don't want to put him on the spot. You might know him. But he did come up with this really optimistic Mets fan outlook.
And I know exactly what you're going to say because we all feel the same way.
Right. We always win opening day. We always do fantastic in April, and we shit the bed the rest of the season.
We'll have a surge. We'll have a surge just to get our hopes up sometime in the summer.
Right.
And then they just go, kidding.
Yeah, kidding, right. So now we're doing really shitty in the beginning. Maybe
lost opening day.
Lost opening day. 0-4. Listen, 0-4. Whatchamacallit. The last time they were 0-4 was 2005. Okay? They actually went 0-5 that year. Of course, they honestly should have won the World Series the year after that, but I won't get into that Beltran Adam Wainwright comment, right? Andy Chavez is still
take the bat off your shoulder.
However,
Mhm.
The only other time they went 0-4 ever was the first 3 seasons in existence when they were in last place every year. So those are the only times they ever went 0-4. So either, hopefully something's different this time. So we'll see. Whatever.
Well, being a true Mets fan, I have no hope. I know it's only 4 games, but
I know
I've been watching them too long.
Yeah, no, I really don't understand what Stearns did. I'm not going to get into it because hey, look, anybody listening, if you want to hear me rant about the Mets so far this year, tune in tomorrow's sports podcast on the Get On With It Sports podcast. You'll hear all about it because I may go off for 15 minutes. Yeah. Anyway, so after the game, right, had to have some beer, right? Had we tailgated?
Some beer,
yeah.
Beer.
Yeah. Had a couple coastals. All right, a couple pitchers. How's that? Had a couple coastals on the way in, but
usually when John's out drinking on his escapades, he's not updating the group everything he's drinking. He either updated us on everything he's drinking, or he drank more after that game than I've seen him drink in a week.
Quite some time, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, but they get over to Ebbs, which is the brewery in Citi Field that replaced McKellar.
I've been to Ebbs Brewing, and I'll reserve comment.
That's fine. But had a Helles.
Not a fan.
No, you know what? What we drank, we had a Helles, and we got a pitcher of Helles, and we got a pitcher of the Kolsch. They were fine. They were fine.
Or as we like to say, the food was good.
The food's good. Wouldn't have any of the food. We were eating inside, but what should we call it? But yeah, there was this though. We went over to Ebbs. All right, and the main reason for going over to Ebbs is because met up with
that man,
Chris from Double Tap.
I just got an email from him recently about something I signed up for. I was drinking at the time.
Yes, you signed up for the
beer lab.
The beer lab. Yeah, we were actually talking about you in the beer lab on Friday in Ebbs. So yeah. So, but in any event, so we had a couple beers. We left. Did learn that Jess and I went back into Astoria to our favorite. It's called Nueva Jordan de China. It's a Chinese.
Say that, wait a second.
Nueva Jordan de China.
Oh God, I thought you said vagina.
Nueva Jordan vagina. Yeah. Nueva.
That's what it sounded like. I'm sorry.
Nueva Jordan de China.
Yeah, right. Please enunciate the last 3 syllables.
Anyway, it's a Cuban Chinese restaurant, but it's not fusion. They have Cuban food and Chinese food. Whatever. But anyway, I've been going there for 15 plus years. It's amazing food. Some of the best Chinese food that I've ever had, to be quite honest with you. Not the best, some of the best.
What about the Cuban food?
I've had the plantains. I really haven't had a lot of the Cuban food there.
Oh, plantains were good. You got to come up here for Cuban food because you know where I live.
Oh yeah,
the second
I know where you live.
The second largest concentration of Cuban people.
I'm well aware of Union City.
Yep. There's a place called El Unico.
Mm-hmm.
You get one of those, like, those aluminum containers with the plastic lid on it to crimp everything down.
It's 9 mils in that one thing.
Yeah. And it's the Moro rice, which is rice with black beans smashed into it, right? And you get the Cuban pork. And no offense to any other Hispanic nationality there, but no one cooks a pig like the Cubans.
This is true.
I actually got one of my friend who's half Puerto Rican to actually admit that was actually the case.
Right.
And you get a bunch of that pork, and you get the plantains. It's $6.
$6. Can't beat it.
That's 2 meals.
So here's the thing, though. So we leave Citi Field after, and what's funny too, we spent enough time over in Ebbs with Chris. By the time we walked back around the stadium to the car, we were the only car in the park.
That's how long you drank, huh?
So we leave. We go back to Astoria. Took about 20 minutes to find a parking space around 30th and Broadway in Astoria. And we walk over to Nueva Jordan de China only to find out
they're closed.
Not only are they closed, they're done.
permanently closed.
Permanently closed.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Yeah, exactly. We're getting somewhere with this. More foreshadowing, right?
Yeah, more foreshadowing.
And it sucks. It really, really does. Apparently, again, more foreshadowing. The building was sold, and they didn't want to renew the lease of New Wave Gerard in China.
Well, we've heard this before.
Yeah, well,
Forgotten Boardwalk was one of them.
That was one of them, and again, maybe more foreshadowing. So we'll leave it at that.
We'll get there.
So that sucks. So that the place is gone, right?
Wait a second. We've just now taken the name of your other podcast and applied it to this show. Get on with it. We'll get there. Get on with it.
Yeah. So anyway, leave there. But Friday, I'll come back. That was Friday. Saturday, we'll get back to. I want to jump to Sunday really quick. Went down to.
Oh my God! This is like a fucking Tarantino movie.
Well, why not? Yeah, I'm going all over the place. I'm just talking about drinking. I'm not going to give you my entire weekend here. Okay.
Okay. So you're not going to tell us who you killed?
No. That's later. That's another show.
We need a podcast for that.
We need a podcast for that.
We need the people we wish we had killed.
Right. Anyway, so went down to Philly. To Citizens Bank Park.
Actually,
Philly.
for me, it's down to Philly. For you, it's across to Philly.
Across to Philly.
You went over to Philly.
I went over to Philly.
Yeah.
For on Easter, and the stadium was packed. And I'm going to tell you this right now. One other foreshadowing for tomorrow night's sports podcast. If you want to know my thoughts on stadiums, I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, because I'm not going to get into it here. Watch the show tomorrow night because I got a rant about that too. Okay.
Is it the stadium itself or the friendliness of the?
No, it's nothing that you're actually going to expect to hear from me. Let's leave it at that. Tune in tomorrow night and find out how I feel about where I'm going with that.
Are you going to say nice things about Dak Prescott?
Not even close.
Because I wouldn't expect that from you.
Yeah, that's true. Well, anyway, so after the game, we had a couple beers. Had some Coastal in the lot, tailgating, obviously, and it's kind of weird. Very, very good glass there. Very,
product placement.
Product placement.
Smack it into the microphone again.
Right in there. Boom. And then, whatchamacallit, we had inside. I had a Sly Fox Slugger Ale.
Sly Fox makes some good stuff.
Yeah, it was an unfiltered Pilsner. It was actually pretty good.
And Sly Fox has a place in Pittsburgh.
They do.
And it's they're not too far from Market Square, actually, if they're not in Market Square.
So,
we're at the other side of the river. I'm thinking they're on the south side.
It's on the other side there.
Yeah, they're on the south side.
So, anyway, but we went up to Human Robot afterwards. Had to go to Human Robot.
And why not?
And why not? So, it's such a great space. It really, really is. It's such a great vibe there. And even we sat outside, too, because we were with Jess's sister and brother-in-law and her nephew. Her nephew is going to be 14. After 2:00 any day, 21 and over inside. So we sat outside. And I had never sat outside before. It's really, really, other than a couple of motorcycles driving by in West Kensington with mufflers on there that,
aren't mufflers.
Can only be compensation for, small appendages. We'll leave it at that.
Well, Vienna sausage.
There you go. But it was really a comfortable, always the comfortable vibe there. But some of the beers I had there, I won't go through all of them, but specifically I'll call out one. It was called Hell, H-E-L, not H-E-L-L, just H-E-L. Mm-hmm. It was a Baltic Porter. It was so fucking good. It was one of the best Baltic Porters, I got to be honest with you, that I've ever had.
Yeah. Wow.
It was that good.
And you've had quite a few.
I've had quite a few.
So. You do seek them out.
Yep. So get your ass to Human Robot while they still have.
Well, I'll be there. I'll be there in July.
I don't know if they still have that on. I'll be there actually in a few weeks. Again,
yeah.
Because Jess will be running the Broad Street 10 miler.
Oh, that's right. I saw that on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
That's if she doesn't. That's if she survives watching all the logos off your glasses.
Yeah, right. Whatchamacallit, and then we and that's the week after we get back from Burlington too. But that's besides the point.
Oh, nice, Burlington. And you're going up there for?
That would be my birthday.
Yeah, dude, your birthday. That's right. That's why you're going up there.
And I share a birthday with somebody.
You share a birthday with somebody. Who do you share a birthday with?
He was our guest on the show 2 weeks ago.
Guest on the show 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Chris?
No, that was 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that was 3 weeks ago. I don't remember who was on the show. Who was on the show?
He has his own.
All I know, it wasn't David Campanelle.
No, it wasn't Dave Campanelle. It was some guy named Al.
Oh, that guy. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. I forgot you guys had the same birthday.
There you go.
I mean, how can someone so cool have a birthday with you?
I know, exactly, right?
That makes no sense.
It just makes no sense.
That means Zodiac.
We also share a birthday with my buddy Joe's brother Rob. Not that anybody knows who the hell they are, but I just wanted to say that. But also Jay Leno and Jessica Alba. Mm-hmm.
Well, there's at least one good-looking one in the bunch.
Jay Leno?
Yeah, that's
right.
It's that chin.
Anyway, all right. So back to Saturday. So save the best.
Wait a second. We did Sunday, now back to
worst.
Saturday. Okay.
Worst for last. Okay.
The worst. Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
Saturday was opening day.
Friday was opening day.
Friday was opening. So what did you do? Just sleep at the city?
No. We came home, went back up again.
Oh, okay.
Drove a lot.
So what's going to happen now is John's going to talk about something quite painful to many people.
Yes.
But there is a I told you so in this.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but it's not what you think.
That's what I think. Before we get into that, we do have a couple comments that have been sitting there for a little bit.
We do. Let me say them too. Doug Smith is posted, just got back from Los Angeles, hit 14 breweries in LA Metro. It's a vibrant scene. Have you guys been lately? Haven't been to LA in a while.
It's been a very long time. It's been a long time since I've been to Los Angeles.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
And just know if you're going to comment, we're going to make fun of every spelling error.
Yeah. I've been to Los Angeles more recently than I've been to Los Angeles.
Oh, I don't know. I've been to Los Angeles.
I've been to, now. Here's the thing. Now, did you go to Los Right Angles or Los Isosceles?
No, that's Isosceles is actually a triangle.
It's a triangle. Well, it's an angle. It's
wow, how obtuse are you?
No. I'm very acute.
Yeah. You're definitely not right.
All right, I see what you did there. Anyway, and then we also have Brian, one of our former producers. We'll say, I says, if I want to hear you rant about the Mets, I just have to make sure we're still friends
on Facebook.
Yes,
definitely. About the Mets, about the Rangers, about the Giants.
Here's the thing. Oddly enough, what I'm going to say on the podcast tomorrow night, on the sports podcast, I didn't post on Facebook, and I'm not going to post on Facebook. I might actually write...
Because you don't want to get blocked?
Because I don't want it blocked. No, I don't want it... There we go.
John seems lost. What's going on?
No, because I'm trying to get something, and I realized where it was. Okay, fine.
Oh, okay.
I was asking.
So you weren't lost; you had just lost something.
I had temporarily lost something. Yes,
that is referred to as misplaced.
I might write an article about it on the Get On With It podcast.com website. But yeah,
So for those of you who read,
go on the Get On With It.
More than the headline.
I actually put one up yesterday on the Get On With It podcast.
Yeah, I didn't read that
website. Yeah. Anyway, so Saturday we went to the Orchid Show at the Bronx Botanical Gardens. Very cool.
It's always very cool.
Very, very cool.
Carrie and I were there a couple of years ago, and there was a guy.
There was a guy. You saw the guy? Talk to the guy.
Talk to the guy. You got
a guy with the thing.
I got a guy. Oh, he had a thing, and this thing that he had a camera. Now, mind you, this is the Orchid Show. Right. He had a camera with a lens this long.
Talking about macro photography, he wanted to do macro photography from the other side of the.
And it was funny because I thought I had whispered to Karen, like, is he compensating for something?
He's definitely compensating.
And this British lady behind me started laughing. She goes, "You just said what I was thinking."
Right?
Like
you said what about 9 other people right around you were thinking.
It's like I didn't realize I'd said it that loud.
Exactly. So
it was the Orchid Show. The Orchid Show is cool.
And oddly enough, there was. I got to find it here.
Doug Smith's comment is very much worth putting up.
Los Angeles, you pricks. There you go.
Yeah,
Hey, he said it. I didn't.
We'll own that.
There you go. There we go. There was one moth orchid. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it. I'm going to say Phalaenopsis. So is the name of it. But here, you read. There you go. Read it.
Phalaenopsis Queen Beer Red Sky.
Okay. Phalaenopsis Queen Beer Red Sky. I'm trying to get it to focus a little bit better. There we go. Queen Beer Red Sky. So,
nice.
So Queen Beer. So it's a flower with the word beer in it. I had to take a picture of that.
You gotta love that. Yeah,
I love that. So anyway, so we leave there and we went to Brooklyn. And why did we go to Brooklyn?
Because what used to be our favorite craft beer bar is in Williamsburg.
It's in Williamsburg. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of my history as far as my memories and my history of this bar.
No, that would take if we both did that, it would take too damn long.
I've already written an article.
He's written another article, folks.
I did. It will be posted. It will be up after this podcast. It might just be up tomorrow on the Log Room. It'll be posted on the Log Room Facebook page too.
Oh, I just burped.
So if you have any
up the back of my nose.
That's very nice. I love that.
Yeah, my nose. Sorry.
In any event, but Spite and Dival. Okay. It's my favorite beer bar pretty much anywhere. Now I'll abridge this as best I can. We've talked about it on the show before.
Settle in, people.
Okay. No. I will. I'll bridge it the best I can. We've talked about it on the show before. We even have pictures that I saved up here.
Pictures.
Yeah.
Of the before and the after.
There's a before.
That is the beauteous. And those chalkboards, if you don't read every one of those chalkboards, when you were there, you're going to miss something.
You're going to miss something.
And the person who's not supposed to be buying his own beer on his birthday is going to buy the bottle that you've been ignoring the whole damn time.
That's true. That's true. Well, maybe we were just going to buy it next and you didn't like it.
You guys didn't even see it on the board.
And then it became this. All right.
That's just so bougie.
Now, it's an Amaro and Vermouth bar. Okay. But I will tell you this. In my last 2 visits there, maybe 3 visits there, I did find out that all of the bottles that are listed on all of those chalkboards
still available,
still exist. All right. They just don't promote them. They don't advertise them. You have to know which bartender to ask, and you have to get the secret list, and they're going to give you the bottles. Now, they always have draft, and they always have certain cans, local cans, some German cans,
and their menu. There's a limited selection there that you can order from.
Right.
Even if you don't know the secret.
Right. But if you ask for the secret list, you get in this bar, you get all of the beers listed on those menus. Right.
Now in my
those of you listening to the audio podcast, either tune into the video around 58 minutes, or just read my article posted on the logroom.com or logroom.com.
I think here's the thing about Spite and Dival. The only thing that said Spite and Dival was the little strip on the mailbox.
Yep.
And it was one of those things where you set the letter punch, peel it off, peel the backing off, and put it on there.
Yep.
You had to know Spite and Dival was there. The door was like this metal door, and there's a wood door behind it, so you open the one door, you go in the other door, and then boom, there's this very vibrant bar with an amazing backyard and all that. There it is. But that's it now. Beforehand, you always wondered if they were open.
Yeah,
it's the windows.
Well, this is also at night, so the lights are
the lights are on.
You go there during the day, you're not gonna.
Yeah, you don't even know they're open. You don't know there's something in there. Mm-hmm. It almost looks like an abandoned building. So, So now you've decided you've taken a place that everyone knows is there, even though there's no advertising. There's only one little strip of word there for you to go in and know it's there. Mm-hmm. And you now change it to an Amaro bar, alienate all the people that knew you were there.
Yep.
Did they put up a big sign over the top? Spite and Dival Amaro bar, anything to advertise what they had done to attract the younger crowd that they were trying to attract? No.
But before
go ahead.
Before you continue down the road you're going, and I know where you're going, here's what's going on. Okay, so they didn't change that, right? They changed the vibe was basically the same, but they were catering to people, and some hipsters will say it. They wanted to come in and drink Amaro and drink vermouth. And Dave and I have been in there a couple of times after the fact when it was pretty much. I mean, we could say it was packed, but it wasn't packed for beer. It was packed for hipsters drinking, younger patrons drinking. I don't want to say kids, younger patrons drinking Amaro.
They're kids to us, but yeah,
kids to us, right? Anyway, so the business was there. Okay, now here's the long and the short of it. I read an article last week or so with some news that Spite and Dival is indeed closing. Okay, they are closing their doors. They're shuttering their doors. The last day of business is going to be April 21st.
I'll be in Germany. I'll be in Prague, actually.
You'll be in Prague. Whatchamacallit. So I did some digging. I have to get back again, but I did some digging.
Wait a second. You did not unearth the people of Brewery, did you?
No, not that kind of thing.
Oh,
no. You're safe.
Because we told you. I told you.
I know. Safe. You're good. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. But in any event, I did some digging. Why you would think that they were closing because of, changing this. I mean, they've been there 20 years. They've been over 20 years. Late, like August, September 2003 is when they opened, right? So they've been there 20 years. They're not closing because of the change and because of business.
Oh, I thought that's why. But
no.
Why are they closing, John?
They are closing because the property owner of the building
hates Amaro?
No. Can't stand Amaro.
You're out.
No. Doesn't mind Amaro, hates vermouth. No. He wants to gouge the rent. The lease is done, and he will not renew a lease at the current terms. He wants buku bucks more.
John just spoke French.
I did. Right.
Yeah, not a lot of people realize that bucks comes from the French.
Yeah. Exactly. But so they're priced out. You know, they're not gonna pay triple the rent that they've been paying, the rate that they've been paying now. You know, it's not. So yeah. Now, and I asked about St. Anselm.
Right.
St. Anselm.
Which is their sister bar down
the sister bar. No, next door. Next door.
Is it next door? I thought it was
next door. No, it's next door. It's next door. And Fedesal,
right across the street.
Right across the street, the barbecue place. Now I just wanted to show you this. This is the backyard. Hold on.
He's gonna get there eventually, folks. There we go. They've already boarded it up.
It's not boarded, it's a fence. The whole backyard
is fenced off.
The whole backyard was both Spite and Dival and St. Anselm's backyard. Obviously, they're keeping St. Anselm, so they put a fence. Yep. Well, so in any event, so they're basically getting kicked out by the landlord.
Well,
and the knitting factory is gone too. So one can only think that it's the same landlord, and maybe he wants to tear them down and put up,
bougie housing,
or Starbucks, or Trader Joe's, or look. Here's the thing: the neighborhood's getting gentrified, and it's been getting gentrified for many, many years. All right, it's a very bougie, it's a very uppity. It's and not in a bad way by any means, but it's definitely night and day from what it was 20 years ago. Okay, and Spite and Dival is part of the reason for that.
Yep.
It brought a lot of people to the area to make it what it became, and now it's getting unceremoniously kicked out.
Yep.
So here's to you, Spite and Dival. Thank you for 20 years of amazing fucking beer. I doubt there'll be another like you. Hopefully we do find one like you that we can get to and enjoy, but I definitely need to get back there again. Cheers.
Here's mud
before the 21st. Here's mud in your eye. And on that note, I did have one of these while I was there. I brought the bottle home to show.
Parties.
That
probably to ask John. You're not driving, are you?
No, I was not driving. Like right there, 2005. So this bottle's 19 years old. This was one of the best. I mean, they didn't even. I mean, it's Thomas Hardy Ale is an English barley wine, right?
Yes.
But this particular one, like 2005 and before, they actually didn't call an English barley wine. They labeled it an old stock ale, right? So, this was the nose on this. I mean, it's not. I washed a bottle out, so I'm just pretending. But yeah, it's oh my god, this was such a good beer. It was insane. And they still have some, so I got to get back over and hopefully I can have another. But yeah, I'm upset. I'm upset.
Yeah, I'm upset by it too. But I you know what? I kind of now thank them for becoming an Amaro bar because now I'm not as upset.
Right.
I would probably be in tears if they were still who they were.
Who they were
with that same that same vibe that they had. So I kind of like thank them for becoming that Amaro bar. So,
exactly. So there you go. So that was my Saturday. Doug Smith just commented, Dave, do not miss Medvedku
and Ufleku.
When Ufleku, yeah.
So
you said you were going to Ufleku. I knew that.
So Doug, we're actually moving from Munich to Prague or Praha on my birthday. We're taking the train on my birthday. We'll get in. We'll check in the hotel, and my birthday dinner and drinking will be at Ufleku.
Everybody out there getting this?
You get this? Ufleku. So anybody wants to join me?
Take these itineraries down.
Come on down.
Join them. There you go.
But it was funny because I was on their website, because I'm just going through the menu and all that, and we're looking at the menu, and I noticed that they have a cabaret there once a month. And I'm one of those people like, well, let's hope we avoid this. And I look and I pull up when it is in April. They're actually doing the cabaret on my birthday. And I was like, you know what? It's Kismet. Might as well just. And so we've got reservations for the cabaret at Ufleku.
Will Alan Cumming be there?
No, probably not. Nor will I be. No, 1 second. That's never mind. That's a stretch of the joke. Medvedku, they are.
So will Alan Cumming be coming?
No, he will not be.
Mm-hmm.
He's invited. He can go from pink to purple if he wants. We're not going to get we're not going to get into that. But Medvedku is on my map and my list of places to visit. I just don't know that we're going to have the time. We're going to be walking right past it because we're going to be over. We're going to be over on the western side of the river, and I forget what they call the western side of the river. It's not, the old town.
West side.
No, they actually don't. There's another name for it.
Very ironic if it was the east side.
It would, because we're going to do the castle and the cathedral. Then we're going to walk over the St. Charles Bridge, which is, you go to Prague, you've got to, and you do that, and you come to the main road. We're going into Old Town. We're going to be walking right past it. So,
right.
Maybe we'll stop in for something, but we did sign up for the Pilsner Urquell experience, which is in Old Town. That's where we're going to be walking to. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be, I think that's going to be 16 hours of drinking a day while we're in Prague.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
It's, I'm really, really worried for my liver. Seriously, really worried.
As you should be.
It should be. So we'll see, because I need some liver for when we go to Seattle later in the year. But this is going to be a lot of fun.
You can get it back. I hear it regenerates these days.
These days. It didn't in the past.
It hasn't in the past.
It was
it's the new liver.
It was the it was part of our what you call it, the Darwin thing.
Right.
What's the Darwin thing? Why am I losing words today?
I don't know, but Doug,
you don't know.
Medvedku is so worth a stop. Don't miss it. You'll regret it, he said. So
well, how can you regret something that you never had?
The only way you'll regret it is if you had it and then missed it again.
Regret it, went back in time, and then didn't do it. That's
right.
a good way to regret it, I guess.
That's a way to regret it. Well, you'll regret it because so many people will
Will
tell
make
you
fun
that
of you.
will make fun of you for missing it. So,
And the thing is, I can't go back in time because I keep checking O'Reilly's auto parts, and they are still out of flux capacitors.
they are. They
And I'm
are.
not kidding. If you go on, if you
got it.
search,
Yeah,
if you go to O'Reilly's and search parts and put in flux capacitor,
One comes up.
one comes up. It's always, of course,
Out of stock.
It's got to give him credit for that.
You got to call Doc Brown directly. He's got
Yeah,
them.
that's
Mhm.
he's got one.
He only needs one.
You only need the one. And the thing is, if you move back in time, you can actually loan it out and still get it back. And
That's true. So you didn't say what your third beer there is, sir.
well, I'm drinking it out of this glass, the aforementioned Lake Placid Pub and Brewery, and I showed you the other side of it earlier. That's got the Eclipse.
Yep.
And now there's a dark beer in it. You can't read the whole thing,
Correct.
which I think is intentional.
I think it isn't. It's an eclipse. I think it's intentional. Yeah.
Yes, but this is Ubu Ale.
Yeah. I when you said you brought home a crowler of that, I was like,
I
yeah.
I said
I gave you the finger through the phone, is what I did.
No, you didn't. We were talking. You verbally said "fuck you."
Oh yeah. Well, that's. I was just being nice.
The whole thing about Ubu Ale is you can find it in bottles and you can find it in cans, all over the Northeast. And I beg of you to go ahead and buy it to keep the Lake Placid Brew Pub in business. But do not judge Ubu on the bottles and cans. The reason I have a crowler of it is because the Ubu that they serve at the actual brew pub is brewed at the brew pub. The bottles and cans are brewed at Saranac.
Right.
And no offense to Saranac, but it's not the same.
It's not.
It's not the same. So I had to bring a crowler.
How could it be? I mean, the water's different. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt they're putting in a filtration system at Saranac to mimic the water chemistry at Lake Placid.
I'll tell you one thing right now. If I don't save the rest of this crowler for Carrie, I will be a dead man.
Mm-hmm. Can you give me some through the camera? Let me smell it. Smell
Here you go.
it. Ooh, nice.
So this is referred to as an English style strong ale.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I remember the first one I ever drank. I'd actually gotten into, because I've been in craft beer for a very long time. For a while there, I went through this wine phase. And I was getting a little tired of the wine snobs. And we were up in Lake Placid, and we were there for the Iron Man parade. Not that we were in the Iron Man parade. And it's not like we were there to see the Iron Man parade. We were just there when it was going on. And we're like, oh crap, good thing we parked.
Is it Iron Man? Is it the Iron Man parade like Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man, or is the Iron Man parade like Black Sabbath Ozzy Osbourne?
It's Black Sabbath fans. No, it's those people that run, bike, and swim.
The Iron Man. I get it.
That thing.
The other Iron Man, right?
But we went to a steakhouse to show that we really are Iron Men because we're eating stuff that's rich in iron.
Oh, of course.
And I decided, you know what? I haven't had a beer in a long time. Let me order a beer. And I see this Ubu Ale that's brewed right in town. So we ordered that. And the thing is, back then, because this is way back, 5% was not considered session.
It's way back in October.
Yeah. But no, we're talking probably 20 years ago.
You can say 05 maybe.
Yeah.
405.
Probably around there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And 5% was not considered session like it is today.
No, 5% was
beer.
It's beer.
And you get to 6%, and you're like, oof, we're getting crazy here.
Yeah.
So when you look at Ubu Ale, 7%,
somebody brought in an 18% bourbon barrel aged stout for you that long ago. You were like, what the hell is this?
What is this? But the thing is, now you see 7% English strong ale. You're like, okay, not quite sessionable, but that's fine, right? That's nothing nowadays. But back then, they warned us when they put it down. This beer's stronger than you're used to. And we're like, whatever. And we each drank about 3 or 4 of them while the parade was going on. Mm-hmm. Getting up out of our chairs was a little difficult. It was because we were putting these down. That place now is a breakfast spot called the Breakfast Club, which is ironic because just 40 years ago in about 4 days is when that first aired.
No, it was a couple weeks ago. It was last week. It was last week.
Last week. It's about a week ago. So it's kind of.
Oh, no. Wait. I'm sorry. I take that back. 40 years ago, last week was the day they were in.
That's what it was.
They were in
they're given detention, certain detention.
That's what the date was at the beginning of the movie, right?
It's what we call Breakfast Club
because
Day.
it was next year. It's not till because it came out in 85.
Yeah.
So next year in 2005 is 40 years since the movie came out. But last week was 40 years from the day they were actually, according to the movie, in detention.
Yes.
So I'm going to take this crawl out now for you.
So I've saved this one for last. There's a reason I saved this one for last because I knew by now I need a snack.
Hold that thought. I'll tell you
and we're going to get to it after John gets to his third beer because I think his third beer might go pretty well with my snack as well.
But yeah, I'm not going to have your snack. You're going to have your snack. So.
I'll have my snack. I can share.
Yeah. Autodidact, another Jersey brewery. I went all Jersey today. It's a Tamave Piva, but it's called Alaska.
I really need to question them as to why they call it Alaska when it's a Tamave Pivo.
I don't know. We could ask them. We
need to ask them that one.
We need to ask him, but it's and I got to say, two of the beers I had tonight were handed to me by Mr. Matt Potensky. So thank you.
I know him.
Yeah, Coho Brewing the Pack Black, Pack Blue. That was when he was on his birthday trip down to Delaware. He's coming back through Cape May, and he picked that up. And then he was up in Ashton for their anniversary a couple weekends ago.
Oh, cool.
And his buddy Wes, who's poured for Coastal before, good guy. He went to Autodidact for their release of Alaska, picked up a 4-pack for Matt, brought it back to him, and I snagged a can from him.
I've got something from Autodidact. It's sitting over there, but it's a bonsai tree.
It's a bonsai tree. Oh, you got one of the bonsais?
Yeah, I went to one of the bonsais.
Nice,
bonsai
right.
events.
There you go. But so there you go. Very nice.
That's a beautiful beer. Sure, in your night shift class.
In my night shift class,
that's a Becker.
Yeah, it was a big Becker.
It's a big Becker.
It's a big Becker. It's a 19 ounce. It's probably 19.2 ounce Becker. I'm going to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be precise or anything.
Yeah, it's not quite 20 ounce. We got a few comments in here. Let's throw them up there.
Mackenzie Kernan.
Mackenzie Kernan said, Desert Island Beers. Said, Jersey Johnny, where in Jersey are you? And I'm in Somerville.
Okay.
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie is like halfway between us.
Somerville. Yeah, Somerville is about halfway between us.
Yeah, about
I am down in Monmouth County. I am in the town of Belmar.
Yep.
And
I'm up in the Hudson County.
Dave is up in Hudson County,
the most populated county, most densely populated county in the country.
Densely populated county in the country. Yeah.
That's in Union City, which actually might be.
Dave has people. It's so densely populated. Dave has 17 families living in his apartment with him.
No, right in this closet, right here.
In the closet,
right there.
So, Mackenzie, you get over to Jersey, Jersey Cyclone at all?
Cyclone. Got that one. And there's the one. There's the brew pub. There's the brew pub in town.
Oh, it's the Village.
The Village, yes.
Village Brewing. Village.
Yeah, I think so.
Village Brewing. I believe it is.
It's one of the few places that I will actually eat cauliflower because they got the General Tso's cauliflower there. It's so good.
It is good. I've had it there.
Very, very good.
And ironically, there's a hibachi restaurant right like 3 doors down from it, and a really good sushi place across the street from it too. So that's a really cool block there in that section.
Yeah, Somerville. I like Somerville a lot.
But yeah, let us know if you've been to Jersey Cyclone. Our buddy on is the owner there, and we'll be doing a collab with him soon, so that'll be fun. But thanks. Cheers, Mackenzie. Thank you.
Cheers. I've started my snack.
So tell everybody what your snack is. That what's pairing well, and then we'll get to why you did.
Wow, that makes it boozy. It really makes it boozy.
Eating your snack makes it boozy.
Eating my snack. Stress that end, please.
Eating your snack makes it boozy.
I'm eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
He's eating a PB&J.
Reason for that, it is National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day.
Happy, well, I got to get to it here. Happy National PB&J Day.
There it is. And I wanted to save it for the end for a couple of reasons. One, I thought it would go well with the Ubu. because the Ubu has like there's chocolate malts in this, so it does throw a bit of chocolate.
Sure.
But when you have it with the PB&J, the jelly really dries the beer out. It's a dry beer to begin with.
Sure.
The jelly dries it out even further, and you can taste every percentage of that 7. It drinks really quite strong for this.
All right. Pizza Man CJM on YouTube said, "Hey, beer boys." He goes, "Any love for Somerville?" Yeah,
we just gave them love.
We're giving Somerville love. We're
it's
like Mackenzie about it.
It's like Somerville night on the show.
Exactly.
I like this. I love this.
He says, "What are we drinking?" We've drank a bunch so far, and Samurai's drinking an Ubu Ale from Lake Placid. I'm drinking an Autodidact from up in Morris Plains. Their Tamabe Pivo, their dark Czech lager.
Yeah,
Mackenzie.
John went all.
I went all Jersey today.
Oh, Mackenzie just segued us.
Mackenzie segued. Mackenzie, without even knowing it, you segued us. Beer Samurai, what kind of peanut butter is best? Well, it's funny you should say that. Hold that thought 1 second. Pizza Man CJM. Yeah, I went all Jersey. I started with a Coho Brewing, which they changed their name. They're now Whaletail. They're down in Cape May. Then I went to the Seed, which is in Atlantic City, and I'm finishing with Autodidact up in Morris Plains.
And I started with Notch Salem Lager. They're out of Salem, of course.
Thanks, Pizza Man. Appreciate it.
And then I went to a macadamia nut brown this is from Lough Gill, which is in Sligo, Ireland. And then, as John mentioned, I'm drinking an Ubu ale right now from Lake Placid. I'm pairing it with a peanut butter and jelly.
For a reason.
And for a reason, because it's National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. However,
so
we decided, because it's National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day, we would theme our top 3s around Peanut Butter and Jelly Day.
Our top 3 list tonight is top 3 favorite PB&J components.
We're doing something different tonight.
Yep.
Where the 1, 2, and 3 is actually a category for each. Now, I do this every now and then on my own. Well, categorize my 1, 2, 3, but this time it's preset a 1, 2, 3. So
hold that thought 1 second. Brendan Forbes just chimed in. He said, "Good work keeping it local, John." Thanks, Brendan. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Brendan.
We do keep it local quite a bit.
We tried to the best.
So the first category, and it's the components of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, like we said. So the first one could be your favorite peanut butter to use. Number 2 is going to be your favorite jelly to use. Number 3, your favorite bread. Those are your 3 components of a PB&J.
100%.
So
exactly. So Samurai, why don't you kick us off?
So for peanut butter, I don't know. Maybe because I grew up on it, because my mom didn't have a lot of money. She was a waitress. But it was really just a ShopRite brand peanut butter, which is now Bread and Basket.
Bowl and Basket.
Huh?
Bowl and Basket.
Bowl and Basket. You're right. Bowl and Basket. That was always my favorite, but we mostly have Skippy in the house, so we do this. So we do the Skippy. So that's my peanut butter. That's on this is the Skippy, but given my druthers, which is a great brewery in Saratoga, by the way, giving my brothers just really the plain peanut butter from Bowl and Basket from ShopRite. There's it's low in sugar. And I like that, because the whole point about a peanut butter and jelly is that salty and that sweet component contrasts. Yep. So when you get a sweet peanut butter that's got too much sugar in it, you ruin the balance.
100%.
When it comes to jelly, and I'm saying jelly, it is peanut butter and jelly. Some people like jam. That's your choice, but I want the jelly. Jam's easier to spread, yes, but I'm just drizzling it onto the peanut butter at this point, because I don't know about you, John. I put peanut butter on both sides, both pieces of bread.
I'll tell you when I get there.
And then the peanut butter goes in between. But for me, it's grape. It's always been grape. I know some people like raspberry or strawberry, whatever. I like grape. And and with a name like Schmuckers, it's got to be good. So Schmuckers grape jelly for me.
It's Smuckers, not Schmuckers. All right.
I've been learning too much German, so I went with Schmuckers. There's so many schmucks out there. Now bread, there's the classic back in the day. You had it on the Wonder Bread. It stuck to the roof of your mouth, and that's nice and nostalgic. But for me, I like a toasted Thomas's English muffin. I love that. I love how the peanut butter melts into the nooks and crannies, and then it just drizzles over the sides. It's if you've done a peanut butter and jelly right, you should be a mess. You should be a mess afterwards if you do them the way I like to do them.
Yep.
What about you, John?
Time for me. All right.
Yeah?
All right. Well, I will go along and concur with a few things for you. Okay. What you call it? The bowl and basket peanut butter.
Awesome.
No. I'm getting somewhere with this. I'm agreeing with you like 100% on that. It's what we have. If you go downstairs right now in our cupboard is a jar of bowl and basket, not
butter.
chunky, regular, smooth, regular, creamy peanut butter.
Chunky has its place,
right?
But not my PB&J.
Right. So that's what we use day in and day out. I grew up on Skippy.
Okay.
I grew up on Skippy.
Which is what this is my second.
I grew up on Skippy, and when Jess and I years ago, she grew up on Jif. All right. So we got together. I grew up on Skippy. She grew up on Jif. What do you think we start again?
The other brand.
No.
No. Jif, because
Jif,
you're wrong.
Right. So it took me a little while, but I got used to the Jif, and then obviously somehow that morphed into bowl and basket. So
Jif to me is a little too sweet.
It's a little sweet, but
yeah.
But anyway, for this particular purpose, for this particular list, my favorite peanut butter for a PB&J, my favorite peanut butter, period, right at the moment, is bowl and basket. I'm agreeing with you, but my favorite peanut butter for PB&J is Skippy Chunky.
Really, I don't put Chunky on my PB&Js.
That's my favorite for PB&J. Skippy Chunky. All right. My favorite jelly. All right. I'm with you. I've had jams. I've had strawberry. I've had raspberry. I've had Smucker's. I've had others. I've had Smucker's grape jelly. Smucker's grape jelly is good, but the kid in me for PB&J, I want Welch's grape jelly.
That's what you grew up on, right?
Welch's grape jelly is what I grew up on, right? And when I grew up too, that was the thing. Went back to the peanut butter really quick. We always had creamy and chunky because my mother liked the creamy peanut butter. My father liked chunky peanut butter.
Well, he is a little nutty, so
he's a little nutty, right? So I kind of had both, but yeah, I had a PB&J, chunky, Skippy, and Welch's grape jelly. But I'll throw a curve. For years and years and years, I loved just a plain old Wonder white bread, like you said.
Right.
It's nostalgic. It does its job. Even toasting it a little bit, very lightly, just like 1 or 2 on the toaster, right? Just
because if you put it to 3, it burnt to a crisp.
Right. Yeah. And I have done many times.
That's all the formaldehyde in it.
That's what it is. Right. And I have done Thomas's English muffins as well. And by the way, you're going to make a Thomas's English muffin PB&J, get the sandwich English muffins.
Yeah, but here's the thing. When I do it, I don't make it a sandwich. It's open face.
Open face. So you put peanut butter and jelly, and then peanut butter and jelly on the other side.
Yes, exactly.
There you go. That's not a bad idea. I've actually done that. I love
doing them.
And to answer your question before, I definitely do. I peanut butter both sides of the bread and put the jelly in the middle. That's what I do. I do the same thing. But for many years now, Dave's 7-grain bread or Dave's whole grain bread.
That stuff is delicious.
It's such a damn good bread. I use that on peanut butter and jelly all the time.
It's not related to me.
It's not your 7-grain bread.
It's another Dave, and it's not Campanile either.
No, it's not.
There you go, Dave. You have not been invited on the show, but there's 2 mentions in one show.
There you go. Which we call a couple of so those are mine. A couple of comments to catch up on. Doug Smith said peanut butter and fluff game over.
So Fluffernutter is a whole different thing. This is PB&J.
Today's National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day, Doug. So that's why we went.
And Fluffernutters, it's funny because John knows this story. When I lived in Rhode Island, the guy who lived above me was a stoner and a half, and he smoked the dankest stuff that it came through his floor into my apartment. And I didn't realize I was getting a contact high until one day at 2 a.m. I'm making myself a Fluffernutter. And that's when I realized, yes, I'm getting contact munchies. So, and fluffernutters are really good to satisfy a contact.
Fluffernutters when when you have the munchies like that,
or a non-contact munchie.
Even a non-contact munchies, but especially the contact munchies. All right, fluffernutters, and I'm just little secret, okay, for contact high, of course, a contact high munchie.
Of course,
right?
yes, that's not because you were smoking it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, this is all just a contact high.
Because you walk through Union Square.
Right.
In New York City.
Exactly. Peanut butter and fluff with Cool Ranch Doritos on the bread with the peanut butter and fluff. Sweet and savory.
That's so crazy that might work.
It does.
Well, the thing is, and now everyone's going to go, ew. One of my favorite sandwiches growing up as a kid, peanut butter and Miracle Whip.
Oh yeah,
so good.
Yeah.
But people look.
One of my favorite sandwiches growing up as a kid, salami and peanut butter.
Yeah, this stuff works. And peanut butter,
sweet and savory. It's all about the sweet and savory.
Anybody who knows Criff's dogs knows the Criff dog that's got peanut butter and pretzels on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's and peanut butter, bacon, and pretzels, right?
The Criff dogs.
Yeah,
it's a bacon wrapped hot dog with peanut butter, pickles, and potato chips.
That's it. That's the one.
It's called a Lil Ma. It's called
the Little Ma is a slice of heaven.
Absolutely.
That sounds like it's awful, but you don't ever knock it until you try it.
You get two of those, and you get one of the BLTs, 3 dogs, some tots, split tots with somebody because you eat 3 dogs, you don't need a whole order of tots.
It's a huge order of tots too.
And you're golden for the golden hour at 2 a.m.
We really got to catch up on the comments here.
I know. Let me do these too. So Pizza Man said, Do you boys ever mix the beers together at the end? I can't say.
Will.
It depends on the beer.
Yeah,
I'll say that. Mackenzie said.
But before you move on to Mackenzie here, though, Pizza Man, do you work at a pizzeria? Do you own a pizzeria? You mentioned Somerville. Let us know or you just like pizza. Let us know.
If you got a pizzeria, Dave and I are coming by there. We'll bring some beer, and we'll be there. And Mackenzie can meet up there too.
There we go. Mackenzie's.
There you go. And what you call it? Mackenzie, ShopRite peanut butter guy, real Jersey guys up in here. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. And I'm a cashew butter guy personally.
I gotta agree with him here. I've made my own cashew butter, and I love
cashew butter. I love peanuts. I love cashews.
Absolutely love cashews.
I buy peanuts more often than cashews for obvious reasons.
Yeah, they're cheaper. And you're a cheap ass bastard sometimes.
I want to spend money on beer. I don't want to spend money on nuts.
Okay, that's a different part of town.
Exactly. It's 2 different locations, 2 different drives. Right. There you go.
Love cashew butter, right with you.
Love cashew butter too.
This I've never done.
Because you ever put a scoop of peanut butter in your beer? No, actually, never have. We've had plenty of peanut butter beers.
Yeah,
beers with
Mass
butter.
Landings, Gunner's Daughter is like
Gunner's Daughter is amazing.
Yeah. There's so many out there. The one thing I will do occasionally is I've drank enough beer and whiskey together, it will give me the hiccups. And a surefire way to get rid of the hiccups is a big old tablespoon of peanut butter.
Oh yeah,
hiccups gone. It is the only
100%.
That holding your breath thing only works if it's for about like 10 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right. Because if you only hold it for 2 minutes, that's not gonna do anything.
No, it's got to be. You got to do it for at least 5 minutes. At
least 5 minutes. But 10 minutes is better. Hiccups are definitely gone.
Oh yeah, they're gone.
Yeah.
100%. And quick aside, I love Gunner's Daughter. I love Mass Landing beers. What's my favorite thing to get at Mass Landing up in the
BLT.
The BLT. 100%. There you go.
I've heard this many times.
Well, you got it. Am I wrong?
It's a damn good BLT. Right. That is some thick cut bacon. That is THIQ thick.
Pizza Man said, Mackenzie, you're nuts. Just kidding. That sounds pretty good, actually, about the
we got to give that a shot.
There you go. And then Dave's Killer Bread. Let's go. Absolutely. Dave's Killer Bread's amazing. Just that's amazing stuff. Mackenzie, love the munchies, peanut butter time, 100%. I'm telling you, peanut butter and fluff with Cool Ranch Doritos on it. Now you can do the easy way. You can make peanut butter and fluff and take a bite and eat Cool Ranch Doritos while you're doing it. Put them right on the sandwich and eat it.
Don't puss out. Put it right on the sandwich. Yeah.
Right. Pizza Man, who got the munchies right now? I'm starving. Right now.
I just housed that friggin' peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah,
and that was on one of the Arnold breads. I think it was Arnold. Not Arnold.
Arnold.
It's Arnold,
Arnold.
not Brett.
I'll be back. There you go. Brendan Forbes said, crunchy or creamy with salami? Creamy.
Good question. Yeah.
Creamy.
I would guess.
Creamy Skippy with the salami. And it's got to be Genoa salami too, not hard. Hard salami's got a lot more garlic in it. It's a lot more like pungent, which I love. I love both salamis, but
it's going to clash.
It's going to clash. So you got to use good. And I know it sucks, right? You use expensive Genoa salami, but yes, softer Genoa salami
with generic peanut butter.
With creamy Skippy. It's got to be Skippy.
Okay.
Skippy.
Got to be Skippy. Okay.
Skippy creamy with Hormel Deluso Genoa. I'll tell you right now. Boom. There you go. That's your sandwich. So good. It's stupid.
I have to try it.
Try it. All right.
And here's another, because we're giving all this love to peanut butter. However, if you get the Kraft white cheddar mac and cheese,
right,
half a tablespoon, get a bowl of it, put about half a tablespoon of grape jelly in it.
Really?
Trust me on this. Not too much, because it'll overtake it just enough.
Half a teaspoon, half a tablespoon.
Half a tablespoon into a bowl. Mm-hmm. Stir that in.
Once it's done, then put it in.
Yeah. Once you've served it to yourself, then put it in. You don't want to ruin it for everyone else who may not have that same adventurous quality you do.
Gotcha.
But it actually, you got that sweet, you got that the cheese and the sweet together. It's fruit and cheese.
It's fruit and cheese. Yeah, you're right.
Really?
You're right. It works.
Just some pasta.
Brendan Forbes just said, "Thank you, Sensei." You're welcome.
You're welcome.
There you go. There you go. Mackenzie said, "I think Jersey Johnny has the munchies 100%."
He's actually starving right now.
I'm starving.
So here's the thing. I eat dinner before the show. John waits till after the show for some reason.
Exactly.
He
eats dinner and a snack and drinks 3 beers. I drink 3 beers and then have a snack and dinner.
Yeah. So we both did have a chocolate egg before the show.
We did. And Pizza Man just said, "No, he's just a Jersey guy who loves pizza."
Respect.
It doesn't matter. Pick a pizzeria. We'll meet you up there and go anyway.
What's your favorite Jersey pizza?
Yeah, what's your favorite Jersey pizza? Where you're in Somerville, whatever. Even if it's not in Somerville, wherever you are, what's your favorite Jersey pizza? Brandon too. Anybody, write it in.
Now, John's is yours up here, or is yours down there?
My favorite Jersey pizza right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. My favorite Jersey pizza right now, or my favorite Jersey pizza overall? My favorite Jersey pizza right now, obviously, is down in Monmouth County. Obviously,
but overall, all the pizzas.
My favorite Jersey pizza right now is Federici's. It's down here. I'm in Monmouth County. It's phenomenal pizza.
Federici's is amazing, and the thing is, you can take it and just walk out the back door, make a left in the brewery, hit the road, make a left, and we walk on the pizzeria, the back door of the pizzeria. Got a breweries in the mind. Go in the parking lot, go to the right side, get to the road there, make a left, and what brewery's right there? Artis.
That would be Artis Brewing. And here's the thing: you're talking about the one in Freehold. Yes. I happen to be fortunate enough that I actually live 5 blocks away from the other location.
The one in Belmar. Yes. Now, for me, and it's funny because I took it for granted the whole time I lived there, but I lived in Morris Plains. And 4 blocks away from me in Morris Plains was Lovey's. And Lovey's does not get enough love. Their pizza is absolutely amazing. I think they make the best grandma pie in Jersey. No one comes close to them for the grandma pie. But I just absolutely love Lovey's.
Love Lovey's. You love Lovey's.
I love Lovey's. And
it would be hard for you to hate Lovey's because it's right there in the name.
It's in the name.
Right.
But when I lived there, I get it all the time. It's like, this is great pizza, but I didn't put it as like the top pizza in New Jersey at the time because it was right there. How could it be? It's too easy for me to get. How could it be the best?
Right.
And then I moved away to Rhode Island where pizza fucking sucks. Sorry, Rhode Island, but your pizza sucks.
People in Rhode Island tell you the same thing. Though, so.
Yeah, and
people in Rhode Island that have been other places.
There are a few places though they will defend to the death, and I get it. I understand some of these places, but they will defend twins to the death. But I came back to Jersey, and I was out in Morris Plains, stopped and got some Lovey's, and I was like, God, I miss this pizza. I seriously miss this pizza. So, the pizza
man, he's like, hard to say, but I like Michael's Pizzeria in Avon. Hey,
I've never had it.
I live. It's very good. It's very good, and I live not even a mile away from it, so
Yeah.
it's fantastic. It's really good. I like Federici's. It's a little different pizza, but I like better. And Vic's in Bradley Beach.
It's a different crust.
It's a different crust. It's a different crust, right? And if you're talking pizza down here, you can't go without saying Pete and Elda's too.
Pete and Elda's. Now Pete and Elda's.
Pete and Elda's is if you were able to put pizza on a cracker.
A matzah, actually.
A matzah, right?
It's the crust is matzah. Right. But Pete and Elda's is just an establishment down there. But where I live, we've got a Sal's Pizza. Mm-hmm. They're really good. We got Perfect Pizza. Are they perfect? No, but they're close. They've got really good pizza.
Mm-hmm. Pizza Man, Vic's is classic. Pete's for that paper crust. Absolutely, 100%. Pizza Man, you know what you're talking about. You're right with us, and I love it. I'm like right in the epicenter of all of that, and I love at Vic's too. I get a pie. And I get the pasta puzzle.
Now here's the thing.
You got it. Thanks,
and John has heard me really pipe off about this. Is one way to get me pissed off is tell me, "Oh, you need to go to this pizzeria." Dave Portnoy gives it a high mark, and that is going to absolutely get me pissed off. Fuck Dave Portnoy. He's from fucking Boston. What the fuck are people from New Jersey doing listening to some jackass, misogynist bastard from Boston about their fucking pizza? No, we know pizza. What does some asshole from Boston know about pizza? Stop listening to Portnoy. Stop going to these places that he's
Here's what I got to say about that. Okay. Don't listen to anybody.
Exactly.
Buy the pizza and make your own mind.
Eat what you want.
Eat what you want.
Stop.
I don't care if it's Dave Portnoy. I don't care if it's anybody on the. I don't care who it is.
Stop being a sheep.
Try the pizza. If you like it, eat it. Yeah. Pizza Man just said, "Samurai's going off."
That is the way they get me to go off.
I will say one thing though, from nostalgia for me, I grew up in North Jersey. I grew up in Bergen County. I grew up in North Arlington, which is like we always called it the bowels of Bergen County, like the balls of Bergen County. We're like
you're hanging off the bottom.
Right, we're in the southwest corner, bottom corner of Bergen County. So across the river, one way from us is Essex County. South of us is Kearney, and that's Hudson County.
And the biggest thing in that town is the cemetery.
Yeah, two-thirds. Well, I can't say 2/3. 1/3, at least a little bit more than 1/3 of the town. 2/5 of the town is a cemetery. So
huge cemetery.
Anyway, but grew up in North Arlington. The pizza we ate Italian Villa, which is no longer there in North Arlington. We ate JoJo's, which is still there, but different owners. The owners we grew up on in Lyndhurst. Great pizza. There's so much good pizza up in North Jersey. You can't throw a rock and not hit a good pizza place. But we always ordered Pizza Land. Now, if you're familiar,
Pizza Land.
If you're familiar with Sopranos, okay. Almost at the end of the intro of every episode of Sopranos, as Tony's driving back to his house, he passes Pizza Land. I grew up 10 blocks from Pizza Land. Okay.
And the pizza at Pizza Land. Oh my God. That is some amazing pizza.
Right. And then God rest his soul, Freddie. His son runs it now. But Freddie, we called it a Freddie pie. You want to get a Freddie pie? Let's get it. We call it Pizza Land. Want to get a Freddie pie? Let's get a Freddie pie. Right? You could call up. It didn't matter when you called up. If you called up at 2 p.m. and he had no orders, hey, Freddie, I need 3 pies. 10 to 15 a minute.
10 to 15 minutes.
10 to 15 a minute. If you called up on a Saturday night and he had 75,000 orders,
10 to
15 a minute.
That's some good pizza, though, man. Right. That is some really good pizza.
There you go. And I'm going to throw Doug's comment up there. He's got a problem with you, Dave. Here we go.
Of course he does.
All right. Doug Smith, Rhode Island pizza does not suck. Like 2,000 pizza places in Rhode Island, Dave. Though I will concede New Jersey does have amazing pizza. It's not the pizzeria, Doug. It's not the ingredients. It's the water.
No, it's also the ingredients.
No, it's sometimes no. Because look, I've had some pizza in Rhode Island. I will say this. I've had some pizza in Rhode Island just recently too in January that was not bad.
It
wasn't New Jersey, but it was not bad.
The coal-fired pizza in Rhode Island is really, really good. I will give them that. But the one thing is, the pizzerias in Rhode Island have never heard of oregano.
Right.
and their mozzarella is not, there's no salt in it. It's nearly flavorless. And maybe this is just the pizzerias I went to, because of course I didn't hit every friggin' pizzeria in Rhode Island.
How could you?
I definitely did not hit 2,000, Doug. But there was a few. There's one that I like their white pie. I really, really like their white pie. I can't remember the name of the pizzeria right now. That breakfast place that you went to, John, that you really like.
Amy's?
Yeah, it's right next to Amy's. I think it's next door to Amy's.
Right.
Really enjoyed that one. That's on Wickenden.
Wickenden.
Yeah, it's Wickenden. And it's the Wickenden. The pie is called the Wickenden.
Right.
And that's a really good pie. But I don't know. We're just spoiled growing up where we grew up.
Well, that's what it is, right?
Right, because New Jersey, New York City, is the pizza capital of the world.
I wasn't too far away from John's. John's.
Well, that's another thing.
Bleecker.
John's on Bleecker. That's a whole nother world right there.
Joe's. If you go down Bleecker and you cross over 6th, right before you get to where you're like coming into the one block where you're walking up to Carmine Street, comes across. Yep. All right, when Carmine Street, like if you're on Bleecker, you're going west, across over 6th, you're going towards 7th. Carmine Street makes a left. To your right,
you've lost everybody already. Just
towards the right, there's a short block. Joe's Pizza. Joe's is pretty damn good too.
Yeah,
but John's is amazing.
John's the shit. That's some great stuff.
Chris Taylor just commented in off of YouTube. What's up, Jersey boys?
Hey, Chris, how's it
going, Chris?
I'm out of beer.
I am too, and I'm hungry. And we've been on the show for 2 hours. So
we promised we'd do a thing.
We would. That's what I'm saying. So you might want to get a half a beer. I got a little bit more.
Actually, no. I'm going to grab some whiskey.
You're going to do whiskey?
Well, you know what whiskey I'm going to grab here.
I know what whiskey you're going to grab there.
Because I had it, but I had to grab the glass. So I'm going to drink some of this Black Fly maple whiskey here. Sean,
have you had it yet?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're not cracking it open right now.
No, not cracking it open. It's down a little bit. And so just picture an Irish whiskey. Picture Jameson with maple flavor.
Is that right?
Very light maple flavor to an Irish whiskey is what this tastes like.
So it's an Irish whiskey with a light maple flavor. Okay, fair enough.
And it's not maple syrup, maple wood.
Okay.
This is I like this. I like that a lot.
Very nice. Chris Taylor also commented. He said, "I'm new to the show. Do you guys ever do beer chugs? It would be cool." You know what?
We wouldn't make it through the show.
We wouldn't make it through the show. We have done it on the show, but only to finish up the beer we were drinking so we could open the next one. So wasn't actually an actual proper beer chug. So
now,
not a bad idea for an actual show.
We have had a really good beer chug on the show once.
Well, that's true. That's true. He's done it a couple of times.
He's done it a couple of times. We've got a regular on the show from Terlingo, Texas, Alec Hong. Oh God, now I need some mezcal.
Alacron.
And Alacron, he can actually can chug. What he does, he takes the can. He doesn't use anything but his fingernail.
He can poke a hole in the bottom of the can and then shotgun it. He doesn't need anything else. So
nope. So there's been chugs on the show. We tend not to do it because there are times, even at the beginning of the show, we're not overly coherent. But we like to try to keep some sense of coherency.
Chris Taylor just said nice, and he said considering doing a chug competition. Let us know. We will come. Where are you at, Chris? You in where are you writing in from?
We don't know if Chris is he or she, so you assumed he.
I didn't say he. I said where are you? So where are you writing in?
No,
from?
you didn't say he. So we'll see. But it's a chug cup.
Doug Smith said, you've got to have Tom and Tony on for chugs, real pros. Well, funny you should say that, Doug. So let's find out what Tom has to say about that. Please welcome to the show, Tom Mulvihill. Please.
You up for a chug competition there, Tom?
There you go.
Can you hear him? I can't hear him.
I can't hear a word he's saying.
Tom, your mic is failing you right now.
Well,
yeah, you're all muddled. and not in a good way, like like you're doing a
like
mojito.
fruit in the bottom of an old fashioned.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, can you hear me now?
That's
A little
better.
better.
That's better.
A little
That's
better. It's definitely better.
Hang on, let me adjust. All right. We better
There
now?
we go. That's
Now
much
you got
better.
it. You
There
got
you
it.
go.
Now. You got it.
Hold that thought, everybody. Chris Toad said he's in Flemington, New Jersey. I'll do a chug with you guys sometime. Let us know. Maybe we'll meet. Maybe we'll meet you over at Conclave.
Conclave,
And,
yeah. It's like if I'm going to Flemington,
we'll
I'm
go
going
over,
to
we'll
Conclave.
go over and see Tim over at Conclave, and we'll meet over there and do a chug and have a couple other beers too. Let us know.
Yeah.
And Doug Smith just commented, Tom, chug one, buddy. He said so.
Thanks, Doug. I think you've been ceaselessly, but I'm going to do something anyway for you.
So we've got Tom on the show today because the Locker Room Guys is now not just a podcast. We are a network.
It's a podcast network.
It's podcast network. Tom is already on the network with a At the Pub. So Tom does a podcast called At the Pub.
Right. Yes, he does.
Did you do one earlier today, or are you doing one tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I've got a nationally touring blues musician with me tomorrow. Scott Ellison in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So he's doing an episode with me tomorrow because he's actually in Springfield on Friday.
So what Tom does on At the Pub is so cool because the Locker Room Guys is about the beer industry. Mm-hmm. So all of our guests are beer related. Tom's is At the Pub, and it's based around the fact that when you go to the pub, you can run into anybody.
Yep.
You can sit and talk and make a best friend for half an hour at the pub. And
I've been a guest on At the Pub, and we've talked music. We didn't even talk beer or booze or anything. We talked music.
And Tom, who was the first guest at the pub?
The Samurai.
We did talk beer, but the thing about it's great about At the Pub, it could be wine, it could be beer, it could be spirits, it could be anything. The guest can be a musician. We've done a
port show.
We did a port show on At the Pub. Mm-hmm. He's had comedians on the show.
Mm-hmm. Former top heavyweight contender on the show once.
That got really muddy there.
What did you say? I didn't. Your mic's screwing up again. You're leaving again.
Former heavyweight contender on the show. Yeah.
Oh, a boxer.
Oh,
yes.
okay, cool.
Yeah, a boxer on the show. I remember that show. So
and of course, the sports podcast tomorrow night is part of the Log Room Podcast Network as well. So.
Yes, so that's called Get On. That's called Get On with It.
Get On with it, right?
But we just recently introduced a fourth show to the network, and this one includes the three. I don't want to say gentlemen because that's stretching it.
Three of us.
The three individuals you see on the screen right now.
Hey, I was that one, Mark.
There you go.
And it's really based around pairing because we all like our beer, we all like our spirits, and Tom came up with the idea of how about we do a show where we're pairing beers with spirits. And that has come. We've only done one episode so far, and it's called "And a Chaser."
And a Chaser. Yeah.
And our next show will be this coming Wednesday, not tomorrow.
A week from tomorrow
will be our next show, and we're this is just experimental. We're kind of like feeling this out where it's going to go. We're not, we may have guests on the show. May just be the three of us. We're not sure yet how this is going to go. So if anybody has any ideas,
I mean the concept behind it is we have one beer and one spirit. Now the spirit can be neat, it can be on the rocks, it can be straight, it can be a cocktail. It doesn't matter. There you go.
Show us that beer there. What do you got there, John? Coffee stout with an American malt whiskey.
There you go.
Kansas City. It's a Kansas City product, and I've got a Kansas City whiskey.
Now, question for you, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
What whiskey would you pair with a peanut butter and jelly?
I would throw the peanut butter and jelly sandwich away. Silly dog. I'm not a peanut butter fan. I gotta admit, I'm not a big PB&J guy.
Really?
I don't like it at all.
You might be the first person I've ever met that's not a PB&J guy, except for those people that got peanut allergies.
Right, of course.
What is that's a cigar? Ow! What's going on there? Oh, cigar rolling. And now we've got what? Oh, there we go. There's your sitting room again.
There's
no.
your sitting room again. There you go.
Oh, damn. Anyways.
And Doug just said, "Okay, Tom's on. I'm breaking into the whiskey." He said,
I didn't sure I've got my shot of whiskey. I've got
So, Tom, I don't know if you saw what I was drinking.
Chris Hill said, "Love it. Sounds good." Yes. Let's do the chug over it.
You depth charged that one. Tom is doing a depth charge here. He just dropped the whiskey into the coffee stout, and he just chugged that one down. So those of you who want to see a chug on the show, Tom thank you for obliging.
Thank you
That's
for
awesome.
obliging.
I'm here for you guys.
Did your phone just beep, Dave? I heard something click there.
Was it? Oh, yeah. Because the thing is, I've got it on like vibrate on, and you know how sensitive my damn mic is.
Oh, I heard that. I heard the table. Like that's what I'm saying. So.
Yep.
Anyway, so
anyway, next Wednesday, and we promise when we do Anna Chaser, Tom's audio is a lot better. He's having some difficulties. So Tom's
audio is usually spot on.
But you know what? Is your wife away tonight? Because his wife is his tech support.
Yeah.
So the issue is I kind of did this spontaneously without
She usually double checks and triple checks everything to make sure everything's working properly for him. You could say she's his producer, right? You could say that. So.
Yeah. She makes sure he's wearing pants.
Well, as long as he doesn't stand up, that's not necessary. I mean,
it's true,
Dave. I mean, come on.
I'm not wearing pants.
Honestly, normally I don't wear pants on the show.
Yeah, that's usual.
I wear.
He is. Yeah,
I wear shorts.
I've got shorts on today too. Because
right now, I actually have pants on. I actually have jeans on.
And I'm wearing shorts.
And you're wearing shorts. Go figure. Right, so.
I'm wearing jammies.
You wearing jammies?
Jammies.
Nice.
Sometimes Dave wears jammies on the show. So sometimes.
And occasionally I wear jammies.
Occasionally you do so. Anyway, all right. So bottom line, and a chaser every other Wednesday for all intents and purposes. Usually, it's usually right. We've done
unless Tom gets called into work.
Unless Tom gets called into work, right? Which we go. So at AB's because the sports podcast is every other Wednesday on the opposite week. So
yeah,
and that's how we do that. But yeah, there's four shows on the Logger Room Podcast channel, Logger Room Podcast Network. It's the Logger Room guys. It's Get On With It Sports Podcast. It's At the Pub and now and the Chaser. So you can find all of them on Spreaker, and you can find all of them obviously on their own.
You're foreshadowing the outro.
No. I'm just saying you can find all of them on their own channels as well. And Doug Smith just said, "Have not done Boilermaker since I was in my 20s."
See, now, so Doug's one of the few people who's old enough to understand what a Boilermaker is, which is not what Tom just did. Tom did what's called a depth charge, where you drop the shot into the beer. A Boilermaker is you've got the whiskey on the side, you've got a shot, you take the shot and you drink the beer, you chase it with the beer. So that's where the term "and a chaser" really kind of comes from.
And yeah, exactly. But I mean, there have been of late, and there have been people that actually will make a Boilermaker by taking that shot. And like you said, a depth charge. To some people, a Boilermaker is a depth charge, or a depth charge is a Boilermaker.
To me, they're two separate things.
No. It's your own preference, right? You can do both. I've done it. I've a couple of times I've done a depth charge, but for the most part, for me, a Boilermaker, I'm taking my beer, I'm taking my shot. It's a chaser, right? But yeah, no, that's the thing. People do a depth charge and call it a Boilermaker. That is the thing.
Well, John, you know that Carrie and I are really into the Irish car bomb.
I don't want to know.
No, the Irish car bomb. So those are that's a depth charge.
That's a depth charge.
It's just complicated depth charge.
Exactly. Car bombs. Yes, exactly.
There you go. Right there.
So, anyway.
Say it again, Tom.
It's a complicated people.
Yeah, it's a bit complicated.
All right. Well, thanks, Tom, for jumping on at the end of the show. We really appreciate it. It sounds like what's funny is too, you got that background, right?
Yep.
And it sounds like there's a lot of rain and thunder behind you. And I know it's just the mic, but it works with your background.
Actually, what I'm hearing is cars going through the puddle outside his house.
That's true, too.
That's what it sounds like to me, is what's going on here. There's so much rain.
You know what it does? It almost sounds like there's an audio element to your background, and that's what's muting your mic.
Oh, God.
It's very possible. Yeah.
It's very possible. So anybody listening, we apologize for that. Tom apologizes for that. But we promise you, any of his At the Pub shows, any of our At and the Chaser shows, this is not the case.
Any of the one that we've done.
Any of the one that we've done, or the many we'll do going forward. So.
Yes, there'll be many coming up.
And Doug Smith just said, I love those backgrounds Tom puts up. Awesome, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. So, by the way, this is a background. This isn't my office. This is a background.
Yeah,
I'm actually outside on my deck right now. It's like, no, okay. Anyway, all right.
I need a cooler background.
I do too. All right. Well, I thought he shut it off. There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Tom, thanks for coming on. Remember, Tom's got an episode of At the Pub tomorrow night, so watch that. Tom, tell them where you can watch it.
YouTube, Facebook, whatever any service you got, you'll find it.
Where on Facebook is it? If they can go to YouTube and search for At the Pub, where can they find it on Facebook?
On my page or on the Whiskey Whisperer, the Beer Whisperer page.
Okay, fair enough. So find it on the Beer Whisperer page, on the Whiskey Whisperer page.
And you have an at the pub page, right?
At the Pub.
You find it all those places.
Platform formerly known as Twitter.
And you put it up on Beer Drinkers United, or?
Yeah, I usually do put it there and on this craft beer reviews.
Nice.
Does it go up on Ozarks as well?
Ozarks Whiskey and Booze, Drinking Whiskey.
So it's in a lot of places. So just search for the At the Pub and the Whiskey Whisperer. And then next Wednesday, so 8 days from now, will be the next installment, if you will, of End of Chaser. So yes. We'll post that. We'll post the link to that on. It's going to be on Facebook, End of Chaser. So it's facebook.com/End of Chaser. That's the name of that Facebook page. And it also, you can watch it on YouTube as well on the Log Room channel on YouTube. So anyway, all right. On that note, we will wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.logroom.com. That's LAGEROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Log Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, and Twitch every Tuesday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on Spreaker, on our audio host Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcast, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Castbox, Deezer, Podchaser, Listen Notes. Holy crap. Pardon me. Pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast. Yeah, I know. Pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast, you'll find the Log Room Guys Craft Beer Podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Tom, thanks so much for coming on the show at the end here. We appreciate you.
Always.
Stick around for a second. We'll talk to you afterwards.
If we can hear you.
If we can hear you, and we'll talk to you afterwards. Exactly. Exactly. And drink a lot of beer, but drink responsibly. And we'll talk to you next week, folks. Take care.
Absolutely.
Cheers. Care. And Doug Smith said, fun show, guys. Cheers.
Cheers, Doug.
Cheers.